Hello, my enemies. This is the boss of the Diaper Mafia, of course, baby Drek. And today I am very interested in the guest I have because I've been surfing through the Troma Now and they have all these shorts, lots and lots of entertaining shorts. And I look and I'm like, oh, Little Spark Films, Little Spark Films. Who is this Little Spark Film? So finally, I called the guy and I find this man, and he is a co-founder of Little Sparks Film. I am happy to introduce my enemies, Joe Manco. Joe Manco, it is so nice to meet you.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm moving and grooving, grinding away. I never stop working as an independent film creator or
I have
independent filmmaker.
I have great respect for that. So I kind of alluded to it a little bit, but please, for those who are ignorant and stupid, what is Little Spark Films? Please tell me.
Well, Little Spark Films, we're an independent film company based out of the DFW Metroplex, that's Dallas Fort Worth, and we make feature films, short films, music videos, commercials. We've worked a lot of places here in America. We have affiliates out in Europe. We our short films go round the globe. A lot of our stuff is said to be schlocky, too visceral, too dark, very dark humor, not suitable for children or grandma. But you know, we don't censor ourselves, and right now we have no one telling us what to censor, so we're just going to keep on trucking that way.
Respect. I appreciate no censorship, but I will say I appreciate the fact that you have shirt lift up a little bit. It is actually LSF. That is awesome. I know
Yep.
a thing or two about promotion with the shirt. Uh, but I like how you explain the shorts because I do think that is very accurate because you've done films with Krampus, you've done films The Torturer, one of your newer ones, which I loved. It
Hey.
reminds me of back home when you know what, maybe I shouldn't explain more, but it's a very good film. But tell me, you and Troma Now, how did you and Troma Now get connected? And tell us a little bit about the type of stories you do in your show. You mentioned dark, but tell us a little more.
Well, it's really it's funny. So, uh, I grew up loving Troma. I grew up loving Lloyd, reading all his books, watching all his movies. You know, fast forward, I'm an adult. I get married. We have a kid.
Nice.
Uh, and I introduce, while I'm dating my girlfriend, becomes my wife,
Oh,
Catalina. She said I introduced her to Troma. She had no idea what Troma was, and I explained, I'm like, South Park. You love South Park. They're like one of your favorite things. And I went down the rabbit hole with her, and she had such a great time. And um, one time, then finally, on our anniversary one year, Lloyd and Pat come to the Texas Theater, which is where they apprehended Oswald after Kennedy was assassinated.
okay.
And I'm just like so excited, but the line was out the door. I was like, man, we got to get going and pick up our kid. I'm not going to get to meet Lloyd, and it's cool, whatever. So the next year, Lloyd's coming back into town, and my wife just gets on Twitter and she messages him saying, "Hey, would you be down to film with us?" Because she read it in the book that Lloyd is open to filming with a lot of people,
Oh,
and so that's what happened. I went to a master class at UNT in Denton,
mm.
the film school, and I was like walking out the door with a friend after the master class, and I just felt so fulfilled. Like that was amazing. I got to, learn something from Lloyd and watch this unreleased, or we watched Poultry in Motion, which is
Nice. Yes, I'm
the
very familiar with that one.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And I was walking out the door and I thought to myself, my Lloyd said to my wife, yeah, he would film with us while he's in town. And I'm not gonna wait till any other moment. Like
Yeah.
he's on tour right now. If this is the time. And so I just stopped, turned around, went up to Pat, and I said, hey, this is Lloyd said that my wife texted Lloyd on Twitter and he said, yeah, just let us know what's up. And I did. And
That's awesome.
next thing I knew, Lloyd was giving me his phone number, and we were coordinating right there on the spot. The guy who owns Texas Theater is Barack Epstein, and he worked on Poultry Guy. No, he worked on Citizen Toxie.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that night on the way home, I called my wife and said, "Hey, we're filming with Lloyd." And she's like, "Oh my god!" I had
Oh.
nothing. I had no script. I had no anything. So I got home. I immediately started getting my equipment together, all my DSLR, my batteries charged, my lights charged, my all my stuff. On the drive home, I'm like calling everyone frantically, like, "Hey, are you busy tomorrow? Hey, are you busy tomorrow?" I was able to wrangle up like three friends who were actors who would act for me that weren't actors.
Nice.
Um, I was able to secure a venue, which was this
Good.
bar in Deep Ellum called Wits End, and so I was able to get three actors, a venue, get my equipment ready, and then I wrote a short script for a fake trailer called Murder Balls.
Yes, I have seen that one. I have seen that one, and I have to say that it makes a lot of freaking sense why that would be. I liked it. That is a good one. You should, everyone, if you have not seen it, watch on Troma Now. It is very
Yeah. I mean, it's a fake trailer. It's a proof of anything we make that's a fake trailer or a short film. It's technically a proof of concept because I am totally open to selling that IP or making the project
good.
bigger. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's how Murder Balls came out, and that was the first time I got to work with Lloyd Kaufman.
That,
And he said, "Give us your stuff on Troma Now," and then shortly after that, boom, we made the Torturer.
oh, that is fabulous. That is absolutely fabulous. And I want to give credit to your wife, who I'm not going to say I'm disappointed, but it would have been nice if she would have been here too. But I want to give credit that she was brilliant behind the Trauma Burlesque that happened this past year. That is,
That's right.
Trauma Now, and it is beautiful homage to trauma history with the outfits and the burlesque. I have to say, beautifully done. So please tell her I loved it. I thought it was very well done.
A lot of people liked it. It's on Letterboxd. If you're on Letterboxd,
Oh,
you can actually review it. You can give it a star rating. You can review it. You can share it with people. But
nice.
yeah, Tromalesque made it. Someone put it up on Letterboxd, and that's pretty cool.
That is pretty badass. Very nice.
Yeah. So, and that's where I saw like, oh man, a lot of people are starting to check this out. And my that Tromalesque was something my wife had been marinating on for a couple of years on like what it was she exactly wanted to do, and then it was like, well, 50 years is coming around, and she's like, that's perfect.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I thought it was beautifully done. I hope the people who performed made a little bit of cash on it, I hope. And look, there's always an opportunity to do it again or something else because she's very talented. She's very talented.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%. I mean, her performances are out of this world too. All her burlesque performances are like movie themed, so like with Hot Fuzz or I mean, she has a Hot Fuzz routine, she has a Shaun of the Dead routine. um she has a Evil Dead routine. She's got a lot of cool stuff that she can do.
Oh, that is awesome. So let me ask you because I know the torturer got many awards and honors, which is great. And you can watch it on Troma Now, first month free, 4.99 after. But I know you have something else you've been working on, Death World, which I
Death
love
Roll.
the title of it. Please tell us about Death World and why, if it is a world about death, why was the Diaper Mafia not invited? We would have been so much fun in the film.
Well, Death World was written as a feature, and it was supposed to be a feature film, but to acquire the budget that we wanted was just a lot. And I think a lot of people thought that was a bit ridiculous how much money I was searching for. But we ended up taking the feature length script and condensing it into a short film. So Death World is about this alley rat in a post-apocalyptic like wasteland. This is like right when after the apocalypse happens. Okay, so I wanted to showcase a lot of the world and have a lot of world building, but since I made the short film version, I'm considering that, like I said, a proof of concept that we want to
Right.
grow bigger.
Okay.
So it's about this alley rat who lost his brother during the apocalypse,
Hmm.
and he is sent on a quest by this little nefarious imp named
Mm.
Rue to
Okay.
go and collect something that could potentially bring his brother back to life. And a lot of the themes in Death World is that you can't bring people back, you can't change the past.
Okay.
And it's a hero's journey where we see our protagonist Gage tell the story of his journey to where he is at that moment, right before they do their final battle with our monster Nerda.
Hmm.
And so there's a lot of moving parts in the script. The feature length script was very grand. It's a lot to condense into a short film. So we took the short film and we took a campfire scene that I had, and we put our, very important story beats in this campfire from the feature, and that's the best way we felt we can get the story across of Death World. And the reason we wanted to focus more on the story and not just pumping the audience full of blood and gore and spastastic, maniacal, whatever, is because when you hang out with Lloyd, you learn that your film has to say something,
True.
and that the story is the number one thing. And any filmmaker will tell you the
Absolutely.
story is first and foremost. And if your story sucks, your movie's going to suck. And if, you know, people like movies with bad stories, and that's fine. There's movies I like with bad stories for, various reasons. But, the point of Death World is that you can't change the past. And the reason it's called Death World is when we made the fake trailer for Death World, we had no intent to make a feature length or a short film. It was literally Catalina and I were bored. Texas Frightmare Weekend, the convention was around the corner.
Yeah.
Our buddy who made Circus of the Dead, he has the fake horror showcase, and we were just bored, and we were like, let's do something and throw it in the showcase at Frightmare. What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's get all our buddies over and George or DP. George shot Power Positive Murder actually,
Very nice.
and he shoots all our stuff now. But he comes over. They all come over, and we just decided to figure out ways to kill one another for about 12 hours and use,
Very nice.
put Tori, our makeup artist. I'm like, hey, Tori, you're a hot actor. Deck yourself out in one of your characters. You do this, you do that. Hey, buddy, you're going to be the monster killing everybody. And that's what we did. We just found ways to kill one another for 12 hours. And that was a lot of fun. We made a fake horror trailer. We played it at Frightmare. Everyone had a grand old time. And then this feature shows up that we're wanting to work on for like $650,000. And as we're waiting for this budget to happen and we're coordinating, we're having meetings and doing deals.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we're bored.
Hmm.
What are we gonna do? Well, let me write a script for Death World. And I made a feature length, and then everything else I just said is what happened.
No, that is incredible, and I laugh because number one, I love when movies happen that way, where it's like this happened and it all comes together. I think that's fabulous. But I just did a review for a movie. I won't say which one. Point was that they have not great acting, not great special effects, but if you have a solid story that people can be engaged in and follow along, that can make up for other shortcomings. And it did not work for this movie, but that is point though. If you have a good story, you can forgive other things. So you have this Death World movie. So where is it at? Where can we see it? Is there a way to get involved in it still? What is story with Death World?
Well, so Death World's now complete. The short film is complete. So what I want to do is submit it to all these film festivals around America, around the globe. And we ran an Indiegogo campaign, and we got fully funded at 7 grand. I want to say 6 grand
Pretty good.
last November, and then we continued to raise some money. So when you get fully funded, your campaign becomes fully funded, it's considered successful, and then it goes into in demand status.
Nice.
So here it is a few months later, and the campaign is still live.
Mhm.
We're still able to raise money,
Great.
and the short film is finished. So now I have to send out all the Well, I have to get a lot of perks made mostly Blu-rays. I have everything else ready to go, like props, wardrobe, and stickers, and all sorts of stuff, posters. But I need to get the Blu-rays made, and I got to get all these perks sent out to the backers. And there's still perks up on the campaign to get.
Right.
And then, of course, there is putting it out in film festivals because I really want to, you know, my whole crew, all my cast and crew deserve recognition for the work they did on this project.
Of course.
And I think, getting it to all these film festivals will get the film the notoriety it deserves, it needs and deserves. It will get
Yeah.
my cast and crew the notoriety it needs and deserves. And then when that's finished and I have all it's going on its film festival circuit, it's doing its the perks are already out.
Yeah.
Then I can put it up on Troma Now for distribution, so everyone could watch it because you'll be able to watch it at the film festivals. I'm gonna try to get it everywhere.
Great.
But what I want to do is use it as a tool to sell to a bigger studio. That way, we can get some serious money to start making features or limited series out of this because everybody wants to do. They can't. No one can decide. Everybody wants to make feature films. They want to make a trilogy. They want to
Right.
make a consistent television show
Mm.
or a limited series. People
Right.
want to make comic books, graphic novels. Like the world building with Deathworld is like very vast. Like
Mm.
there's so much potential in it, and everybody wants to really make this happen and go far. And I've got a lot of positive review, like reception from this. I was like, holy crap, this might be one of the most fun things I've made.
That is marvelous. I am very pleased to hear that. It's funny. You can make great content for a very long time, but sometimes it just takes that one thing for everyone to go, "Oh, you're here," and this is also the great things you've done. So, if that world is like this for you, I am very, very pleased to hear that. I know that, like I said, I know the Torturer got very good reviews, and you can watch a lot of the great shorts and with the ads and things on Troma Now, which is good. Let my enemies know if they're interested in learning more about Death World, the shorts, other projects you have coming up. Where can they find you? What is social media, or where is places they can stay in touch?
I mean, the easiest way to find myself, Catalina, our company, any of our films. I mean, if whatever platform you are on, just look up Little Spark Films, or you can just go to our website, littlesparkfilms.net, and everything is on littlesparkfilms.net. You could find the soundtracks to our movies. You could find us selling costumes or wardrobe from sets. We're selling VHSs, just because people want to expand on their VHS collection. You could find links to all our movies. If you want to find anything that we have on Troma Now, we have a page dedicated to the content that Little Spark Films has created or been a part of that's already on Troma Now. Like I directed season 1 and season 3 of Fantastico Disaster Piece Theater. You can find all those episodes real easy just by going to the Troma page on littlesparkfilms.net, and you can scroll like an actual streaming service. We didn't make Yoga Garage. We did post production. We handled the post production on it. And because it sat for 6 years, that director just gave up on the project.
Mm.
And then the producer was like, "Hey, you guys do great work. Can you finish this project? Here's 500 gigs of unfeathered work." And so we did it in Catalina did it in 6 weeks, maybe no 6 months. Sorry, it was a long time. But we got that on Troma Now, and you can find all those episodes, all our short films. You can even find our stuff like that's on Amazon Prime, Cineverse, Tubi, Plex. We're trying to get everything everywhere.
Fantastic. Well, Mr. Joe Manco and all the great people at Little Spark Films want to thank you for your work. I continue to want to see Death World and all the other great things you have coming out. So with that, just thank you so much. And I wish only death to my enemies. So have a great day, Joe. Thank you.
Rock and roll, man.